Gail then took on a position of a preliminary hearing officer. She was known to all of us for being on point and extremely tolerant. Really, Gail? She had a love, tolerance, and patience for those parole officers who needed help proving their most basic of charges.
Right,
In 2000, Gail Walthal took on the rigorous challenge of becoming a bureau chief. And there's a lot of bureau chiefs in here who know how much of a challenge that can be. You know? Her first stop was the Bronx 3 Bureau, whom she credits with bringing her back to the field after doing 9 years of hearings. Gail wants you to know that they should take full credit for her supervisory knowledge and expertise in the field. Bronx 3. Gail then transferred to the specialized unit, special offenders unit. In that bureau, she learned a whole new set of skills and increased her knowledge. The next step in her career was as a deputy regional director for what was then known as Region 3. And she later transferred to the Bronx region as the deputy regional director. In 2012, Gail became the regional director for the Bronx. She remained there for 5 years as a regional director before retiring on June 28, 2017 with 32 years of service. During her tenure with community supervision, Gail served for many years as a board member for the New York State Minorities in Criminal Justice, and she was an avid supporter of the New York State Parole Guardians. Ms. Walthal is a Master's of Social Work, has a Master's of Social Work, and she recognized the need to provide therapeutic intervention in order to effectuate change. She also served as an adjunct field instructor for Fordham University Graduate School of Social Work. She has worked closely with the Reentry Task Force and has developed mechanisms for improved supervision and services. Ms. Walthal believes in educating the community on what we do and has spoken at faith-based organizations, at school interventions, and employment fairs along the way. Gail Walthal's career with the New York State Parole in the Bronx County. Gail Walthal started her career with New York State Parole in the Bronx County, and she ends her career with New York State Docks in the Bronx County. Her motto was and still is, "The Bronx Believes." The list of beliefs varies, but the primary belief is that parole officers make a difference in the lives of everyone they touch. Her hopeful legacy is that we remain steadfast in our mission to community safety and helping others. She hopes we will employ intellect and training to keep everyone safe and will remain passionate and committed to the challenges and changing needs of the communities we serve. Let's hear it for Gail Walthal. At this time, I would like to introduce our Deputy Commissioner for Community Supervision, Mr. Steve Claudio. Steve, would you please come forward? Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to see a lot of people here that I've known over the years and who have missed. Some of you have retired a long time ago, some recently, and of course we're here for a great reason, for the retirement of a fantastic individual, a wonderful co-worker, and unfortunately, a Stuyvesant graduate. Because I'm a Brooklyn Tech grad, and so is her brother. All right, Brad. All right, Brad. So we always had that rivalry. But anyway, so I'm actually here to talk just briefly about Gail and to give her a card from the 6 other regional directors, myself, and the 3 assistant commissioners, to thank her for the relationships we have formed and the work we've done together. Just briefly, Gail and I worked together for a few years directly in Region 3, back then it was called Region 3. I was the regional director, she was the deputy regional director, and she really helped me get through a lot of, she helped me grow. I mean, she really did. She helped me grow in a lot of the issues that were pending during our time together. I remember Andrea Evans was our boss, commissioner at the time, the chairwoman of the Division of Parole, and if I was 2 minutes late to answering an email that Andrea sent, Gail was running to my office saying, "You don't ever not answer the chairwoman on time." So I learned that, and today when the boss, the commissioner of DOCS, writes to me, I try to answer it right away. So thank you, Gail. It's helped me get ahead of myself. So anyway, I just want to thank her for everything she's done for me, and I want to appreciate her night here today. It's fantastic to see her and all her family and friends here gathering for a great event. So if she would just come up for one quick second. We used to have a big, gigantic card for her, and some stuff in there that she's going to like. So I'll leave it for her to count later on.
That'll be me.
It's a nice big card, and I just want to name the people who wrote their names on this card. It begins with Assistant Commissioner Enright, who's here, Assistant Commissioner Ritchie, Assistant Commissioner Hogan, Regional Director Nigel Joseph from Brooklyn, Regional Director Grant Scrippen from the Western Region, Regional Director Gilbert from the Central New York Region, Regional Director Sabrina Drayton from New York City, from Manhattan, Erwin Davies from Queens, Long Island. Did I mess it up? Frank Giamatti. I missed Frank Giamatti. That's because he's not here tonight, so he deserves to be missed. I just left him in New Rochelle. We were together all day, working together. He wanted to be here, he really did, but he had something to do tonight. So anyway, I don't know what he had to do, please. he said he had something to do. Maybe we'll find out. Anyway, I hope I didn't leave anybody else's name out. And Rodney Young. Rodney Young's name.
Rodney goes without saying.
Well, Rodney goes without saying, that's right. So anyway, congratulations again, and thank you.
Rodney.
Hey, Rodney, you want to come back?
Do what I do, work through.
And you do it well.
So, our next speaker, I'm going to go a little off of what our program was originally. Since Miss Andrea Evans is here, I'd like her to say a few words. So, Andrea Evans, if you don't mind, can you come to the podium, please?
Good evening, everyone. Hey, it is such a pleasure to be here and to be back, to be amongst friends. Gail, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Gail and I go back my 30 years, and Gail, it was a very, very loyal employee. She was a very loyal friend. She was a loyal parole officer. And one of the things that stands out in my mind, and Gail, I have to tell this story because you're making me speak. So, Commissioner, hi.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm so glad to see you and all of the VIPs and certainly all of the parole staff, retired and present. So, back in Queens in the mid-'80s, Gail and I served as parole officers together. And before there was Reset Commissioner, there was Gail Walthal. And so, as a part of Gail's response to parolees who wasn't home when she appeared, something weird going on in Gail's office. You would go past Gail's office and you would see a line of parolees doing push-ups. Gail, I had to tell and that was Gail's way of getting the parolees in line. And so, Gail, I think that you started Reset before there was a Reset. An alternative way of supervising parolees. But Gail, what I'd like to say to you that many may not know, people credit me with breaking the glass ceiling. It was actually Gail Walthal that I followed. In about 1987, 1988, Gail became a senior parole officer. And she was among one of the first females to become a senior parole officer. And Gail, when she left the Bureau, she said, all I ever want to do is to be an area supervisor. Well, you have far exceeded your area supervisor expectations. There were people who wanted to be here. There were people who wanted to be here that just couldn't make it because they have moved out of state. And one of those people, Gail formed some really, really stringent bonds. And one of those people was our former regional director, now retired, Mary Smith. And so I didn't know that you and Mary were wine bibblers. So Mary not only sent you an engraved bottle of wine, personalized, but she sent you a case that's in that box to carry it with the following message. Congratulations, Gail. You just added 5 days to your weekend. So sorry, she goes on to say, I couldn't be here tonight to celebrate with you. I'm so happy for you and wish you the very best in your attention. Bye. Thank you.
Our next speaker is going to be a family member, and we'd like Ayana to come up to the podium and speak.
Ayana!
Change. We're going to have Gregory speak first.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We've heard a lot tonight about my sister Gail, and most of it is from her colleagues, so you understand what she was like as a professional. I'm here to tell you what she was like as a sister. Not very different from what we've heard about her tonight, but just some of the things the highlights that I remember from my childhood. She's a couple of years older than me, but we usually let my brother do the interruptions, but we'll allow Gail to get into that. One of the early things that I remember is learning how to read, right? We had a blackboard that we got for Christmas, my younger sister and I. I'm not exactly sure how it worked that Gail had us going to school every day when we were about 3 or 4 years old. Learning how to read. Here's your alphabet, you have to do it. Indefatigable. Every day, having us read. And it worked. It worked well. Some other highlights. Gail worked a summer job. The last check she got every year meant that we got to go to Coney Island. That was great. We look so forward to that. Of course, in New York City's wonderful way, we had to wait online for about 4 hours before we got the check. And then you had to wait another 2 at the check cashing place. But those are the highlights, some of the highlights of my childhood. Gail is fierce. She is fierce. I have an older brother. He's 9 years older than me. He was a big, strong guy, but if I had a problem, I went to my sisters, and Gail was leading the charge. So, those are some of the things that I just remember about her growing up and as a sister. Then I go to college, and I think some of the people that she was supervised can sort of understand this kind of thing. I would bring her my essays and say, can you just take a look at this and see if this is okay? Yeah, it's fine. F plus D minus. Not once, not twice, not 2 or 3 times. F plus D minus repeatedly. But it was rigorous, right? And it made me work harder, and it made me know that if I impressed her, no problems with the professors. So, those are just some of the things I think that we have to applaud Gail for. But there are some other things. She's a terrific sister. She is a dedicated mother. A wonderful daughter. The most doting of aunts. As tough as she could be on us as kids, my kids can do anything in her eyes. There's no problem. No, don't worry about it. They'll be fine.
Except drink a little Pepsi.
Except drink. That's exactly right. Or make her wait on a trip back from Albany.
Take a Pepsi.
My son goes to the University of Albany. Gail was giving him a ride back. It didn't go well. She's also, and I think everyone in this room can attest to it, she's a loyal friend. There's no one you want less to displease than Gail, and you have no stronger friend and advocate than Gail. And I was thinking, I was just remembering some of her parole days, and how when she first started in parole, and I'm like, what's this whole business with parole that you're doing? You never wanted to be a police officer. I didn't have quite the understanding of the criminal justice system that I have now. And I think that the whole, and I'm going to go old school on you, the whole division of parole is really unheralded and underappreciated in our system. And I'm not just giving you a sigh. I really do think that that's something that we don't appreciate enough. But in her days as parole, I'm sure we all know, she's an exacting boss, a rigorous taskmaster, a spirited mentor, and you have to agree, the consummate professional. So at this point, I would just ask that we all stand and give a salute to Gail, who is especially worthy of our collective praise, admiration, and respect. Gail. There's one last piece I have to say. Knowing my sister, she says she's retiring, I don't get the sense that that's accurate. Thank you very much.
And now, the jewel in Gail's eye, Miss Ayana.
Solomon has something he wanted to say to his aunt.
Solomon. Come on, Leroy.
I'm so proud of you. Your biggest accomplishment, but Ayana.
So you guys have got up here and talked about my mom. You know, I know she's fabulous. She's everything, right? She's my best friend. I wouldn't have got through undergrad with the many papers that she wrote for me. Well, I did one, she did the other. We were up till 3 a.m. You know, it was a whole experience. But, you know, it was great. Good times, good times. Mom, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Of course, I'm able to accomplishment, like Solomon said. But I'm so proud of all you've accomplished in parole. I love you. You better come on. I can't where you going? And she retired to like spend every day with me. That's all she said. We're on the phone 5 times a day. We're together all day long, and we just hang out and have great times. And that's all this summer's gonna be. Right, Solomon? You come with us? All right. I love you, Mom. I'm so proud of you.
Good job, Solomon.
Wow, that's really nice. At this time, we'd like to call to the podium representative of New York State Parole Guardians, Brenda Cromer. Our retired SPO, Ms. Brenda Cromer.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just going to say a few words before I call the current president of the New York State Guardian and the vice president. Gail and I walked into parole in 1985 together. We became instant friends. We hung out. We did everything together. Within 2 years, we both got promoted to be senior parole officers in SHOP within months of each other. We worked for General Millar for 2 years on the same exact day we walked out of parole. She went to Fulton Correctional Facility and I went to the Edgecombe Correctional Facility. Thereafter, that's when our career paths started to change. Gail started her climb on her promotions. I just went from bureau to bureau as a senior. But Gail never forgot where she came from and who she was and what her main purpose was. And whenever there was a test being given, Gail would be the first one to step up and volunteer to tutor and prepare incoming officers as well as prepare them for any exams. For that, we love her. We'll never forget her. I had honored her a couple of years ago for the same reason, and even today, for a job well done, we'd like to do the same. At this time, I'd like to ask Jarvis Jenkins and Homer Whittington to come forward, and Gail Walthal, if you would step up also. By the way, Gail was also the youngest person in our class. I was the second youngest. And now she's the very last person from our class to leave. The very last person. End of an era. Gail, on behalf of the New York State Parole Guardians, we'd like to present you with this plaque that reads as follows. Presented to Gail Walthal, Regional Director. For your 32 years of dedicated service to the community, New York State DOCS and New York State Parole Guardians, Inc. Your strong leadership and determination to assist humanity throughout your career will forever be remembered. You helped define, you helped define a positive direction for improvement, and you led the charge for equality. You have earned our total respect and admiration of the New York State Parole Guardians. Presented Jarvis Jenkins, President, July 21st, 2017. We wish you well, and I welcome you to this exclusive club of retirees.
I just want to say thank you to the New York State Guardians. You have always been a constant source of support for me. You've given me strength and courage. Sometimes it was hard to go on, and you guys have always been there, and it's good that we take the time out every year to recognize individuals, and I want to thank you for recognizing me tonight. Thank you both.
Our next speakers are from the New York State Minorities in Criminal Justice, Emily Williams and Joseph Williams. Would you please come forward? Gail has served in many capacities, and she's had a lifetime of service. And while in the department, this has been one of the premier roles that she's played as an executive officer of New York State Minorities in Criminal Justice. Joe Williams.
How's everybody doing? All right. So listen, I don't know if you know much about the New York State Minorities in Criminal Justice, which was established in 1994, which grew out of the New York State Minorities in Corrections in 1986. So we've been around for 31 years. And during that 31 years, we've influenced the New York State criminal justice agencies to recruit, to retain, and to promote minorities. And you can define that any way you want. We wish to acknowledge and thank GAIL WALTHAL for her extraordinary, consummate community correctional representation and leadership on the board of our organization. She served as an at-large board member and secretary. In those capacities, she has followed in a very, very long mutual and symbiotic relationship with institutional corrections that began post-Attica, when the department was known as the Department of Corrections, and then subsequently restructured to the Department of Correctional Services, and then contemporarily, now, the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision. This restructuring has resulted in many parole officers and supervisors becoming senior correction counselors, deputies of programs in corrections, and I can name quite a few, one of which was my mentor, Carl Berry, who was a senior parole officer who came in as a deputy superintendent of programs. And rose, by the way, to deputy commissioner for programs. During the span of 32 years, when I was the superintendent of Fulton and Lincoln, both work release facilities that required an institutional corrections and community correctional staff work together, it was evident that parole staff, that was mostly minorities, brought an effective perspective to enable that program to appreciably reduce recidivism. Indeed, the success of work release programs forestalled, in my view, the need to restructure the department once again to the now Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, wherein there was a renewed emphasis on reintegration of the offender. In this regard, I believe it has not been, if it had not been for the inclusion of parole staff in our organization over the years in the regional and annual training, such people, and I think some of them are here, Anna Enright, George King, who was a former commissioner with parole, Rodney Young, Anthony Ellis, Raul Rossi, his brother Anthony Rossi, Dr. Daniel Seward, who is here, Alpina Taylor, who was one of our presidents. She had been a senior parole officer and she became the president for the Minorities in Criminal Justice. Candace Benjamin, but I can go on, Edward Hammock, many parole commissioners, many chairs of parole, directors, parole operation persons, bureau chiefs, and parole and senior parole officers. Last but not least is GAIL WALTHAL. Woo! She really held the torch up for parole, okay, in our organization. And I hope that her example will help those of you who did not know about minorities in criminal justice become members of minorities in criminal justice. By the way, I have a little symbol for your lapels. If you would like to just come up to me. By the way, I want to introduce the president of Minorities in Criminal Justice, Emily Williams, who happens to be my wife. Would you stand there? She's the first deputy superintendent at Fishkill Correctional Facility. So, Gail, we have a little token to give you, and trust me, it's a token. That no way reflects our appreciation for the work that you put in. It was gallant, and it will be long-lasting, trust me.
And I can only say thank you to the Minorities in Criminal Justice for allowing me to be a part of that organization. I think we have so much to add to New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, and I can only hope that we continue to live and to grow and to show the passion and commitment that we have within us to make minorities in criminal justice where it is today and continue to be moving forward. Thank you.
So I know everyone's looking forward to eating and dancing, and Gail told me to make sure I was short-winded, so I'm not going to do a lot of talking, because I like to talk, but I'm not going to do a lot of it. Without further ado, it is an honor and a privilege to have the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision Acting Commissioner Anushi in the building and coming down to bid farewell to Gail. So, without further ado, Commissioner Anushi, please step forward.
Wow, this is a great event for a great lady. You know, I've often said that we work very hard in this agency. All of us work really hard. And when you work really hard, you've got to play hard. And coming down here and looking at the good vibrations, I walked in here, it was like I was hurled back in time to my disco days. Good vibrations, the music, everybody dancing and having a drink, and I just got to remember, no, don't go there, don't behave tonight. Anyway, Gail, F plus, D minus, you're a tough grader. I'm not going to ask you what you give me, I don't want to know. What a great lady this is, what a great event, and I got to tell you, you know, if everybody wants to ask me what are the list of headaches I have as commissioner, I'll be here, you know, all night long. But if somebody says, okay, why don't you tell us what you would think are among the few good things that you've seen over the last number of years. And one of the really good things that has happened to this agency was when we merged and became one agency. And even though I knew for many years, because I worked closely with a lot of you when we were separate agencies in the Division of Parole, when we merged, I really had the opportunity to see up close and personal all of the things that you do. There's so many moving parts that all of you do in community supervision to help us fulfill the mission for public safety, to have offenders be handed off and transition into the community. All of the programs you make available, the linkages, the efforts that you made, because parolees some will succeed without effort, some will not succeed unless you do a lot of effort. And I know there's so many things that you do. So that was one of the most pleasant surprises I had, to see up close and personal the wonderful work all of you do. I'm so glad that you are now part of us, one big agency, one big family. Give yourselves a round of applause. And so for our esteemed Lady of Honor, Gail, we have a few things for you. First, of course, is the plaque to Gail Walthal, Regional Director, Community Supervision, in recognition and appreciation of your 32 years of loyal and dedicated service to the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision and the State of New York. Anthony Giannucci, Acting Commissioner, June 29th, 2017. Even though we have a serious budget crisis, we let you keep the cover. And next we have your retirement shield. Well, not exactly. If you speed, you will get stopped. That will be with the flashing lights. Now you can smile that wonderful smile of yours and show him the shield, and he'll smile back and probably give you a ticket anyway. Right? Give it a try. And next we have the Certificate of Appreciation, recognizing your retirement, and my letter to you. I'll have to read the one in the large print because I'm getting old. Dear Ms. Walthal, this is to acknowledge your decision to retire from the position of Regional Director for all operations with the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision on June 29th, 2017, after 32 years of state service. I would like to express my sincerest gratitude for the effort and the assistance you have provided to this department during your years of services. For me personally, there were two events above all else which provided ironclad proof of the strength of your leadership, the consistency of your work ethic, and the caliber of your professionalism. The first was parole stat, while the second was the recent site visit I made to the Bronx Regional Office. The enthusiasm and pride displayed by all of your staff in explaining the many programs they administer, the numerous responsibilities they perform, and the success stories that you have helped bring about are a credit to the influence and the impact you have had in the Bronx. Individuals like yourself demonstrate why this department is viewed as a national leader in the field of corrections and community supervision. I am sure you will enjoy your new phase of life and the opportunities it presents. I understand your daughter is contemplating law school after a very successful undergraduate degree. You should be very proud of her, and her success reflects on your parenting. Your dedication to this department and your family is to be commended. Best wishes for a happy and healthy retirement. And Gail, let me add, I've always found you to be a wonderful human being. You've carried yourself with such grace and professionalism. You've always cared absolutely about your staff, about the parolees that we supervise, about all of the volunteers that we partner with. You will always be a credit to this agency. We are so proud that you're part of our family. And always remember, the Godfather says, you will still be a part of our family for all time. Never forget that. All the best to you, Gail. We love you.
So, before we move on and get to partying, Gail is a member of the Delta sorority, and that's a very significant part of her life. And we would be remiss if we didn't include them in our event tonight. So, Madam President from the Deltas, would you please come up? Because once we conclude with the Deltas, they're going to do a step for us, and we're going to get to party and have a great time. So, let's go.
Good evening, everyone. I would like all the members of the Queens Alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated to please stand, and all the other members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated to please stand and come forward.
Emma, sit down. Hey, baby, don't worry about that.
On behalf of the Queens Alumni Chapter and Delta Sigma Theta, Soror Walthal, we want to say that we are extremely proud of you today on your retirement. And as you can see, you are surrounded by your sorors who truly love you, who admire you. And we want to say thank you. Thank you for being a role model for us. And as you know, members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, we are trailblazers. And we are honored to stand here on your shoulders as future trailblazers. Thank you for paving the way. Thank you for being an awesome mother. Thank you for being an awesome soror. And thank you for being an amazing woman who is fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of the Lord. And we just want to say that we love you and thank you for being you. Yeah, I wanted to show y'all what retirement was like.
DST. Come on, y'all know?
She made me and made a sweetheart for the dream girl of a fire. She made with a cap of diamond, or her love made a Sigma beam. But if she wears the Delta symbol, then her first love is DST. She may wear an Omega sweetheart, or the dream girl
I'd like to bring Emma Walthal Moon to the podium, who is Gail's sister. And actually, Emma and I go way, way back. Didn't know Gail through Emma, but found out that Emma and I knew each other later on after I started working with Gail. From St. Patrick's, way back.
Thank you, Rodney, and I will make this short and sweet. I do want to thank everybody for coming and paying homage to my sister Gail. Gail and I are very close. In addition to Gail recognizing her sorority, she is part of a wonderful social group, a social group I joined in 2005. And when I joined it, I said, this is a great group of African American females just really getting together and socializing and really just having a good time. And then in 2012, we decided to ask Gail to become a member, and unbeknownst to them, Gail is that type of sister that she is now president of the organization. So that's so typical Gail. So I'd like to call the honoree Gail Walthal and the other members of the New York Carrot Association up here so we can just give Gail a great big carrot shout out. And we just came back from our conclave, so we're definitely in party mode. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Gail Walthal, the president, and the New York Carrots coming up here. Dancing in the streets, Sandy's the singer. Dancing in the streets, Sandy's the singer. I'm not a singer.
Thank you. I love my Carrot sisters. We have so much fun together, and it's just such a pleasure being part of this group. But more importantly, I want to thank you for supporting me, for coming out here tonight and helping me celebrate my retirement. But you think now that I was bad? Just wait. Now I got time to really get on everybody, right? So, game over. All right, thank you.
So at this time, we'd like to present the gifts to Gail. Can I have the trail step to the podium, please? On behalf of all of the individuals in this room, we brought some gifts for Gail, and we'd like Gail to step up, please. First and foremost, I see your nephew has some flowers for you, so Simon, would you like to present your flowers? Solomon, would you like to present your flowers?
This is from Ayana and I.
So, on behalf of all of the individuals in this room, Gail, we love you. We wish you the very best in your retirement, and we hope that you will have a long and enjoyable one. So, with that said, we'll start with the flowers. So, on behalf of all of the guests in here, we have a bouquet of roses for you.
Wow, wow, this is impressive.
In the right color, right, Gail? Yeah. So, thank you, Gail. We also have another gift for you, Gail. We know that in your retirement, you're going to have a lot of time, and you're going to be outdoors a lot. You know, we want you to enjoy the outdoors, get used to digging in the dirt and doing some things, you know. So we brought you a little something to help you with that endeavor. go without the hat.
Love it. Oh, this is so cute. This is cute.
Nisha.
She won't mess up the do. I mean, I don't spend all this money on it. No.
Our next gift, Gil, we know how, we have these bureau chief meetings where Gil sits us in there for 8 hours and brutalizes us with these long meetings. Doesn't feed us or anything like that, but that's okay. We always have to order out, like, Gil, are we going to take a break? Gil sits there and gets full on potato chips and Pepsi Cola and chocolate. So we bought Gil something to help her with her next meetings. So for the carrots, for the deltas, when she's hosting your meeting, she'll have something for you.
All right. Okay, y'all not getting none of this. Y'all can get it. And cakes of Pepsi that 4th of July is carrying.
It wouldn't be complete without the Pepsi.
You guys know me too well.
Yeah. And our last gift, presented to Gil. We know that you got a lot of time on your hands. We want to make sure that you, are able to be on time for things and make sure that you can keep track of things. So, Gil, welcome and enjoy.
Check it out. Okay.
My bottle watch. We have one last gift from all of us, which is a card, a monetary gift, and spend it well and enjoy.
I find it
Difficult when people tell me that they're giving me money and they do it in front of my daughter because they know I'm not going to get to spend a dime of it. Whenever she's around and they say money, they just, Mom, how much money you got? Where we going? Where we going?
We need some food.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rodney.
And one more gift.
Gail, on behalf of your sister Carrot in New York, we have a special gift for you. Something that we just learned tonight that Gail likes wine. Well, as long as we've known Gail, Gail likes rum. So, from your Carrot sisters, you have a basket of rums from around the world and cokes with chocolate. And we know that you will enjoy this basket and think of the wonderful times we had and will be having among your Carrot sisters. And I'm going to ask all the Carrot sisters to stand up to say that we do love you. You are an awesome president, and we had great times to look forward to, and maybe you might share some rum. So Gail, on behalf of New York Carrots, congratulations.
So folks, without further ado, I would like to present to you our guest of honor, Ms. GAIL WALTHAL, retired Regional Director of the Bronx Region.
All right, I'm going to try to be brief. First of all, because Rodney told me to be brief, and he is the regional director, so can't do anything else besides that.
But secondly, I really wanted us to party. If anybody knows me, y'all know I like to have a good time. So I do want us to party. All right, so I'm just gonna say a few remarks. And I want to begin by thanking everybody for coming out here tonight to help me celebrate my retirement. It's just wonderful when I look out at everybody who's here and I see old friends and I see my family, and it just kind of makes me want to cry, but I don't want to ruin this makeup job that I paid for, so I'm not going to cry. As you can see, I have a big family. We are so close-knit and supportive, and I thank God for every day for each and every one of us and for everybody who's here to support me. These are people without whose support I could not be here today. But with retirement comes reflection, and you start to think about from where you came as to where you are now. And I thought about, where did I begin? So I think at age 16, my father was shot and killed by a parole absconder for 75 cents. That left my mother a widow with 5 children between the ages of 10 and 20. I have to give kudos to my mother who didn't let us become statistics, who instilled a sense of strength and pride in us. I give it to my mother for being there for us forever. My family has been my cornerstone. Now y'all may talk about my brother, but my brother Sammy, stand up, because he always says he's the black sheep of the family. But he helped me out. When I was 29 years old, my brother said, Gail, take the job. I said, no, I don't want to be a senior parole. He said, take the job. Go in, but you got to be firm and strong. He didn't use those exact words, but that was his message, right? So, for those of you who think I was too firm, blame it on Sammy, because he's the one. He was always there, always in my corner. And then my sisters, Sheila and Emma. Where would I be without? Don't be clapping for yourself, Emma. Where would I be without them? We would be at a family function, and guess what would happen? Come on, somebody from community supervision, guess. Steve, the black phone would ring, right? You had that black phone. It was either the BlackBerry, Crackberry, whatever it was. It was all of y'all. Because I didn't know what was coming on the other end of that phone. So the black phone would ring. And Emma and Sheila would just jump up and take over. No matter what I was doing, they knew that I was going to have to answer that phone. Greg would just say, oh, just pretend the phone went dead. That's what I do when my wife and kids call. I just act like the phone went dead. So now y'all know. Wow. The work phone was such an ominous presence in my life. You never knew when it would ring or what greeted you at the end. But now that I no longer have the black phone, I can demand that my boyfriend Donald take me out to the high-end restaurants and not give me the side-eye because Dr. Anal would have to answer the phone. I said, you gotta take me, we can't go to my castle no more, man. So I look at my friends who stood by me. I look at my friend Frankie. We've been friends since middle school. And Leon, I'm gonna ask you to stand up for a second. So, you know, when Frankie met Leon, she was 12 years old. She said, Gail, don't you look like Michael Jackson? You think I should be with him? Guys, do you think he looks like Michael Jackson? Because that was her heart. That was her thing. So, I look at all the people who are here to support me, and I have to start with Frankie. Then I start with Linda. Gosh, she was my roommate in college. Always trying to make me do the right thing. And now her daughter's following in her footsteps, and our daughters are following in. And I got Susie and Claudette, I got Pat here, I got my peoples now, right? So I now have the opportunity to travel whenever I want. So y'all can come along for the ride or not, I don't know. To my carrot sisters, oh wow. When the drinks were flowing, the conversation was lively, They just look at me and say, really? You're going to answer that phone? My sorors, they must have thought I was a doctor the way I flew out that room when the phone rang. So, I give to you docs the black phone. I no longer have to be a slave to the black phone. To my community supervision family, we have had a long journey together. Sometimes the ride was wild. My boss, Ms. Evans, would say, put on your seatbelt, but seatbelts could not contain us. I made it through. My supervisor, beginning with our esteemed commissioner, who was also an accomplished pianist, Mr. Anucci, to Deputy Commissioner Stephen Claudio, to my previous chairwoman, Ms. Supervisor, I don't know what I'm going to say. There's too many words for me to say about you, Ms. Evans, but you was always there. To my assistant commissioners, Anna, to Bill Hogan, who's not there, and Marco. To my deputy commissioners from DOCS who came out and supported me. My D9 brother. To Ms. Say what?
Hey, boy.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Y'all, come on, Soros, y'all gotta give it back to him. To Commissioner Cunningham, to all you guys who came out and supported me, what can I say but thank you? You believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself, even when I didn't have the courage or strength to think that I could go on. You made it happen. To my fellow RDs, and you knew whenever I said my fellow RDs, there was a request coming. You guys answered my request, responded to me, and for that, I thank you. To my bureau chiefs, Nydia, Mario, I can't say Rodney anymore. Just threw me off track, right? Uzel. What other bureau chiefs are here? I saw Jarvis. I didn't see Mr. Jeffries. Hi, Mr. Jeffries. I didn't see you here. Guys, you gotta know. She's here? Where's Miss Delgado? Hi, Miss Delgado. Okay. So all my bureau chiefs, just stand up for a second, because you guys have been my rock, right? Y'all had my 3, my 9, my 6, and most often my 12, right? Y'all had it right here. You had me. Right, Miss Garcia? Think I didn't see you? But guys, you had it. You had me. We had some long meetings where I believed that if I withheld nourishment, we would just kind of get through the meetings a little quicker. Thank you, Rodney, we did not get through the meetings a little quicker. Nydia bought the tape, we bought everything, it just didn't work. But you know what, at the end of the day, we walked out and we made it happen. And the reasons our meetings went so long was because we had a passion and a commitment to what we're doing. We believed in what we're doing, although each of us believed we only did it the right way, and that our way was the right way, but we believed in it. And that was what is so important to me, that we continue to believe in what we're doing. What do you want to say? Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to talk about Ayana now. Oh, I see. Wow. I have to say that the Bronx is the best because of the bureau chiefs that we have in there. To the seniors, the parole officers, right, give it up for the Bronx. To my seniors, my parole officers, and my clerical staff, truly the wind beneath my wings, without whom I could never have soared or made it this far in the agency. There have been many moments with each of you that I cherish. The camaraderie, our conversations, our laughter, our willingness to take on the task together and accomplish the goal. Sometimes the pride I feel in the Bronx has caused a stirring in my stomach and a tug at my eyes. There was staff who forced me to bring it down and bring a smile to my eyes by saying, okay, Gail, now that we got work out the way, how you doing? A special thank you to P.O. Jose Ramirez for allowing me to make this speech without interruption. So it's not a see you in my office after the meeting. So thank you, sir. I'm almost done. So many memories, so many anecdotes that I could call out from community supervision. It's just too many. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to leave anybody's name out. But I want to say thank you to everybody for sharing the memories. We've had a lot of fun. Oh my. I think I forgot something. Okay, well, let me regroup a little bit. How could I end without giving thanks to my best friend, my spoiled diva? Can I get an amen on that, spoiled diva? To my biggest fan, my Sora, my legacy, my love, Ayana, thank you for allowing me to be able to perform at work while it frequently took away time from us. On behalf of New York State Department of Corrections, I apologize for the moments that it took away that were special, but I thank you for being the supportive person that you were and being a good sport about it. Rodney and Detrell, you guys took the lead putting this together. This was a tremendous undertaking, and while I called it a labor of love, I know it took a lot of coordination to get it together. So I ask all of us to give them a great big hand and tell them thank you so much. Words can't convey how much I appreciate what you guys did and the fact that you thought enough about it. Even when I said, nah, you know, party, nah, I'm not sure. You guys made me again believe in myself when I had doubts, and that's important. As happy as I am to be moving on to the next chapter in my life, I can't help but be a little sad that I won't see all of you on a regular basis. I've enjoyed almost every moment with New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision. We've had a lot of hilarious conversations, a lot of events, a lot of debriefings, i.e. at the Pancake House meetings, and I'm looking forward to joining the Old Timers Club. I know that I got Levi, I got Watson, I got Epps, I got Prince, and man, I got everybody in here. So I'm looking forward to the invitations coming in. And I've gotten some advice from people who have retired, and they say, Gail, you got a plan, you gotta have a plan. So I'm working on my plan, but my plan is right now to have fun. Just go out and hang out and have fun. So, just as my parting message, I want to say I believe in what we do in community supervision. I think that Rodney said it best in my bio. We are agents of change. We do make a difference in the lives of everyone that we touch. And I say that we have to keep on with our passion, commitment, and dedication. I want to thank you all for coming. I look at Alex, he has been a mentor for me from when I started. I look around and I see Tanya, who started way back when. I can call you out, Tanya, but it was a long time ago, back from Queens. And there are just so many people here who are here to kind of help and support me, and I want to say thank you. But most importantly, I want us to party and have a good time. So I want everybody up on the dance floor. DJ, can you get us rocking? Can you get us rocking, Mr. DJ?
It might be crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
Before we start eating, I'm going to have Mr. Kevin Uzel bless the food.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your mercy and your grace always.
Can you have your attention for 30 more seconds while we bless the food, please?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy always. We would like to bless the food as nourishment for our bodies, as your word is nourishment for our spirits. Amen. Let's eat.
You all, let's go. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Got the video. Let's go, let's go. Those on one side, ladies on the other. Never trust a big butt and a smile. Let's go. Where's the retiree? Where's the retiree? Oh, there go her sister. There go her sister. Work it, sister, work it. You got two sisters? Oh, you a sister too? Well, you better get out there. Come on now. Cause you driving me out of my mind. Let's go, sister. That's why it's hard for me. Don't forget to smile at the camera. Can't get it out of my head. All right, now act like it's 1986, 96. When you didn't wear a knee brace. So let's go. You got 45 minutes to get your freak on.
1990, Shop Rock Joseph on the scene with the lean and the body on the green. The green is a symbolizer made it on the top of the room. Top last year was a shot. You're throwing up the pop like prep shook your butt. Kids are screaming to meet the assist. What kind of music is this? People to dance with the man with the plan and the man who met you. Leave the spot, get the crack for the rock for the ball. Like that.
Mother and daughter, slow it down now, slow it down. Who got the best? Who got the best moves? Is it mama or the daughter? Is it mama or the daughter? Is it mama or the daughter? Now I want to see the old school dance out there. Anybody remember the robot? I can't be the only one born in 61. Come on now. Oh, this that guy who talked about Michael Jackson earlier. Work those shoulders, girlfriend. Oh, she popping and locking. Oh, no, she did. Oh, she did. She doing the dance. She doing the dirty dancing. Oh, no, she did. Oh, no, who's next? Who next? Oh, here come OG. Come on, OG. You can do this. Come on. Don't go too low on him, sister. Don't go too low.
Number one fan, yes I am. All these kids realize that I'm the man. 6'3" and make a $250,000 bigger. Than last year was some unique figure. Rob Springer, Doc No Dinky, and Hot Dog. Know that I'm a man that was born to have a mic on. Next to me is my mind. Better than you want.
Who next? Who next? Who next?
That's why when I come to man, you left me. Kids on second, we ain't green. Always says hello, I'm a never try to
He's like that suave mente. Let's go. He just smooth. Work on the shoulder. Oh, yo. Isn't that wild now? Anybody remember how to do the bump? Let's go. You remember how to do the bump? Do the bump, do the bump. Anybody remember the pink one? How about the rock? your chair. You gonna feel it in the morning. Who next? Who next? Who next? Go ahead now, come on. I'm not tired. Oh no, she didn't. She dropped it low. You better move, girl. Watch out, your cell phone gonna pop out. Who that? Oh, we running out of men. We running out of men. Where are the men? Yo, shut the bar down. Turn the TV set off. We don't. Did I already see him out there? He's getting all the women. Wait a minute. It's just a soldier. That's me. You see what happened? You didn't take your Cialis. Come on, let's go. There we go. I know I saw him drinking. Let's go. Come on now. Sister, work it. All right, y'all give Gail a big round of applause out there. Give Gail a big round of applause out there.
This is to my son and my soror, Gail. We love you. Everything you touch, Gail, you just turn it on. Now you're passing on the baton. We love you. Congratulations. Job well done. And you still got a lot more to do. And I know you're going to do it.
Job well done, Gail. It was great being at your retirement. I hope you do something else because I know whatever it is, it will be great. Take care. We love you. Keep moving the community forward. We love it. Take care.
The DJ Mario, great. Love him.
I just wanted to say we had a wonderful time. The DJ was excellent, and we'll be seeing Gail soon at her residence because we're really close.
Gail, we enjoyed your retirement party. Enjoy your retirement. Well deserved. Enjoy. God bless.
We had a good time. Continue to enjoy your retirement. Have a good one.
We had a wonderful night. Thanks for having us. And Gail, enjoy your retirement. Congratulations once again.
I concur with everything they said. I had a wonderful time. Best of luck in your future and all the best to you.
Gail, we had a wonderful time.
Good seeing you, girl.
It was good seeing you. I'm going to see you next month because we're going to Myrtle Beach, right? So we're going to spend all that money and drink up all that wine. I want to do a shout out to the DJ.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't played my song, but that's okay. He played nicely tonight. And this fantastic photographer that's videotaping her, she's fabulous. Y'all have Gail, you have a blessed day and a blessed time, and I'll see you soon. Love you. Smooches.
Go. DJ Mario, you did a fabulous job. You know, I got your card and everything, and we'll see each other real soon. As for the honoree, Gail, I love you, and I am going to miss you, but we'll see each other because we travel in the same circles.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You will be missed.
Thank you. Bye.
New York City, Connecticut, Philadelphia, all those who have an internet service. It was a great night tonight, and I hope they had as much fun as I had being here. Shout out going out to Michelle Lee. She held it down. I got on her last nerve, but she knows that's what I do. Anywho, that's another story altogether. I just want to give a shout out to all those who came out celebrating the retiree. She has made such a difference in the community. She's such a leader, and she's going on. Hey, come here, pink shoes. Come on, give me a shout out. With the apple bottom jeans. What's your name, love?
It's Vanessa.
Did you have a good time tonight?
Yes, I had a great time.
How long have you known the honoree?
About 5 years.
Okay, now the viewers out there were wondering if you're single.
Yes, by choice, because, you know, I have
you don't have no time for headaches.
I have a little standards, little requirements.
Yeah, I don't blame
but
you.
It's not a lot, just a few.
Okay. And I thank you so much for coming over, saying, and thank you so much
for the music.
No, listen, that crowd was like, I had the oldie but goodies, and I tried to make it work. Yeah, I did. But the floor is so huge and can be intimidating. And be honest, some people don't get out and party no more. They're homebodies. Netflix.
I'm one of those. I am guilty of that.
Yeah.
You know,
So this
responsibility.
is kind of like
catches up with
networking,
you.
coming out, showing your face.
Absolutely.
But was the music appropriate?
It was great.
Well, thank you. Thank you. See, there you go. Well, all
right.
And this is
Congratulations,
Gail.
Gail.
I didn't give her any money, no check, no nothing. I just asked her.
I mean, you know, he made a little arrangement. I'm not gonna say what it was, but no, he was
It was
good.
an
Thank
apple
you.
body jeans, low. Like, give that man a memory. All right, you get on out of here. Thank you, love. Thank you.
I'm very proud of your accomplishment. Now, while everybody might think you have more time for them, you now have more time for me. So hopefully I'll be getting some more meals cooked, or I'll start getting some cooked meals. And the other stuff I'm not going to say. It's not appropriate, but you know what I mean. When you listen, when you see this, you should be watching this part by yourself, because you know. But again, congratulations on your accomplishment. Job well done. 32 years you gave to the Department of Corrections, and you're going to give the rest of your life to me. Love you.